Hello and welcome everyone. It is time for Jim Comics Top Picks for New Comic Book Day this upcoming Wednesday, December 5th, 2018. Looks to be another great week with some more gorgeous covers and good picks out there. Some real gems hidden in the on the shelves, so we'll get into that in a bit. As usual, I'll run through what I'm looking at, my top covers, my top picks, and a few spec books. I want to thank all my subscribers so much for watching my channel, supporting me and sending me comments. You send awesome comments and tips. I really appreciate it. I love being part of this community. And I just checked, I'm at 4,999 subs, so I'm one away from 5,000, which is a number, I mean, I never thought I'd even hit 1,000, so it's just, thank you so much. It kind of blows me away. I didn't, anyways, thanks so much. Love being part of this community. And I will be doing something for 5,000 giveaway in the next couple of weeks. I got to figure out what I'm going to give away and when I get time to do it, because it takes quite a bit of time to do one of those contests. And I want to let it run for a bit, so I'll try and put the contest out in the next week. It'll probably run up until like early January kind of thing, give people like a month just because Christmas and everything, and then I'll do it after Christmas. But anyways, thanks very much, everybody. Just want to give you a heads up on that. I mentioned it before. I am on Instagram, by the way, in case you just search Jim Comics and you'll see an image of Cosmic Ghost Rider is my image. Jim Comics, all one word, lowercase. And I've put a few, I tend to put, I get spec stuff or whatever out, then I will put it out on there. And it comes out a little faster than, obviously I can do my videos once a week for my top picks. But if something comes up between now, like in the week, sometimes I put it on there. So if you're interested, it's there. If not, don't worry about it. My comic shop shout out this week is to Wade's Comic Madness in Levittown, Pennsylvania. One of my subscribers, Brian Reel, said he's been going there for a few years and they're really good and great selection, great guy, and looks like a cool shop. So Wade's Comic Madness, you are my shout out this week. Thanks so much for selling comics to people like me and Brian and everybody else that loves comics, because man, I love going into a shop and being able to hold stuff and look at it. And because sometimes there's stuff online that you look at and you're like, yeah, I don't know. But when you actually see it, you buy it. So anyways, thanks very much. Wade's Comic Madness, you are my shout out this week. So we'll get into my what I'm looking at this week. Right off the bat, starting with Dark Horse. BPRD, The Devil You Know, number 11. There's 2 covers for that. And this one looks like there possibly maybe a new character showing up in here, and there is and it's right in solicitation said there is an origin story for an enemy, so it's going to be a good one to get. I don't buy all the Hellboy stuff, but I do pick up stuff periodically, and usually when Mike Mignola puts stuff in there, like new characters stuff, they usually have a pretty good role to play down the road, so I'm definitely picking that one up if I can get it. Second one from them is Death Orb number 3, only the 1 cover. That's kind of a cool story. I like that one, so I'm going to keep going with it. From IDW, Road of the Dead, Highway to Hell number 2 is out this week. 3 covers for that one. I'm probably only going to get cover A. I read number 1. It was a pretty good story. Kind of a funny, not as serious as Walking Dead, but it looks pretty cool, and it's just the artwork's not bad either, so I'm gonna grab that one. From Image, 4 titles from them. They're all number 1s. I try to get all the number 1s from Image because you never know where they're going. First one up is Die number 1. I mentioned this a few times. 2 covers for that. Stephanie Hans doing cover A, and it's a really nice cover. So I'm going to grab both of those if I can get them. Well, I have that on my shop, all the number 1s from them. So Freeze number 1 is another one. 2 covers for that. Definitely going to grab that one. Prodigy number 1, Mark Millar, and I believe this one is going to Netflix. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. And there's a ton of covers for that. I'll put them on the screen. I'm only going to grab probably A and B. I'm not gonna grab them all, but you grab what you like. So there's a whole bunch of covers for that one, and it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna get that one. There's another one I showed a little while ago as a book coming down the road, was Self-Made number 1. It looks pretty decent too. 2 covers for that. I like cover A better than cover B. I may not get cover B, but I really like cover A, so I'm going to grab that one for sure. So that is it from Image. From Red 5, Riptide number 4, just the 1 cover, and that's the last issue in that miniseries. It's been pretty good, and that book has done really well so far. From Scout Comics, Source number 2, Just the one cover, and man, that I really enjoyed this. I recommend this one. I would really recommend this one. Source, if you can get it. It's going to be a lower print run, but the story is really good, and the art, surprisingly, the artwork is pretty good in it too. And there are some cool characters in this. That one, to me, like I said it when it came out, that has TV and movie written all over it. So I would highly recommend you pick that one up if you can. It's really good. And from Source Point Press, I thought this one, in my top picks video last week, I didn't mention this one because most sites didn't list it, but then I was reading that it was original solicitations. Anyways, it's Ogre #2 from Source Point Press. Really good. It's a 3-part miniseries. I got #1, and my shop's got #2 on order for me. And I thought it was supposed to, originally didn't think it was coming out last week is what I was trying to say. And then after I did my video, it looked like it was supposed to be out. So on the Key Collector Comics app, I mentioned that one as my top indie pick of the week. Then, of course, it didn't come out. So it looks like now it's coming out this week. So it's definitely going to be a pick of the week this week, because that's a good story, and I could see that one going somewhere too. So I'm going to grab that one. From Titan Comics, Breakneck #1. I mentioned this one a few weeks back. 3 covers for that. Looks pretty good. And so many of these indie titles are, man, you know, if you're not reading them, I've mentioned it before, you got to give some of them a try, because they are really good writers, good artists, and so many are getting optioned. It's just crazy. But anyways, that is it for my indies. Some good stuff in there, especially that Source #2 and Ogre #2. Those ones look really good. From DC, Batman #60. 2 covers for that one, A and B. And B is a Mattina cover. I don't think I need to tell you anything about Mattina. He's, you know, all his work has been pretty good lately. Deathstroke 38. 2 covers for that one. I'm not a big fan of cover A, but I do like Mattina's cover B, so I'll probably just grab cover B. Doomsday Clock #8 is out this week, and that has been a great title. And I wish they weren't coming out every 2. It seems like they're about like 2.5 months between issues. It's just, man, that needs to come out sooner than that. But it's really good, and I highly recommend it if you're into Watchmen and all that kind of stuff, because so much of this is going to carry over down the road. Like, it's, anyways, really good. Get it if you can. Justice League 13, 2 covers for that one. I love cover A for that. The Joker just looks batshit crazy on there holding his gun and like he's going to shoot everybody, but it looks typical Joker stuff. That one looks really good, man. I'm really liking this Justice League, and definitely grabbing that one. So anyways, what else have I got here? Suicide Squad Black Files #2. Just the 1 cover. I'm going to pick that one up. The first one was okay. You know, wasn't quite as good as I thought it was. Did have a new character showing up and stuff, but it was, I don't know, I'll see what this one's like. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going with it, but anyways. What else we got here? Martian Manhunter #1, new title launching this week. 3 covers for that one. Probably just grab cover A. I'm not a huge Martian Manhunter fan, but I'll read it, see what it's like. Nightwing 54. 2 covers for that one. Really nice Putri cover B. Definitely going to grab that. She's doing some nice work. I'm a big fan of hers, as you all know. Red Hood Outlaw #29. 2 covers for that one. Again, another Putri B cover. That is really nice. I really like that one with Batwoman on there with him. Man, it's just gorgeous. And Shazam #1. Bunch of covers for that one as well. I'm probably not going to grab that one beyond. I'm not a big Shazam fan, but I know there's a movie coming and stuff down the road, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll, as usual, I'll probably end up picking it up. From Marvel, cut some good ones from them. Deadpool #7. I mentioned this after last issue. I picked up the last few, and I've really enjoyed the title. It's been really good, and I'm putting it on my pull list. I'm going to keep going with that one. There's 4 covers for it this week. Last issue had Kill Puddle, the Laughing Assassin, show up in there, and that was a funny issue. I really hope they bring him back kind of as a backstory every once in a while, popping up and getting blown up and dying and stuff, because it was funny. That was a great issue. Immortal Hulk #10. Boy, I really recommend you get, if this isn't on your pull list, I highly suggest you do. And cover A is another Alex Ross cover. You see I got the Hulk in the background here. Man, Alex Ross's artwork, he's really underrated. Like, not many people talk about him. His artwork is awesome. Like, he is really, really good. I don't know if you've, I mean, he's been around for a while, but it's just so good. His artwork is just awesome. Anyways, 4 covers for that one. It's got the green door on the cover of this one. So obviously we're getting close to the, you know, finding out who the One Below All is, and I believe he's going to be revealed in issue number 12. So highly suggest you keep going with this story, because you don't know what's going to pop up between now and then. And funny thing about a little tidbit about the Green Door, I just found out this the other day. I was watching Pawn Stars, and they asked a question. You know what? Back in the Prohibition days, the speakeasies used to paint their door green as a tip to people walking by that they sold illegal liquor and stuff in there. So yeah, it was just kind of funny. Anyways, maybe that's what the Green Door is. It's maybe the Hulk's gonna get drunk. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, but yeah, highly recommend that series. It's really good. Marvel Knights number 3. You got 3 covers for that one. Continuation of that storyline, and it's actually been pretty good. And I'm going to keep going with it for sure all the way through. Just going to grab cover A. I'm not grabbing all the covers for that one. This is one I highly suggest you get. It's the Avengers movie Prelude. Part 1 is out this week. These are lower print run, and these can be hit and miss. Like what am I saying? Trying to say Captain Marvel one was, yeah, nothing really popped up in there. The Ant-Man and the Wasp one, nothing popped up. But the first Avengers Marvel Prelude movie Prelude had that new Iron Man armor and stuff. Like, stuff does show up in these. And this one, I don't know if it's going to be this issue. This is a 3-parter. But somewhere in here, a new weapon that Thanos is going to be using in the movie is going to pop up in here, and because he kind of damaged the Infinity Gauntlet in the movie. So yeah, that's going to show up. This is good. So this is canon for the movie. So stuff that shows up in these comics will appear in the movie. So highly suggest you get that one if you can find. A lot of shops don't bring them in because they're a lower print run, and sometimes they don't. You know, if the last few Preludes they brought in didn't sell, they may shy away from them. So if you see it sitting there, grab it. It's going to be a good one. Venom number 9, 3 covers for that one. Man, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. If you're not buying Venom, you know, go do some sewing. But it is awesome. And I was talking to my shop. There's 3 covers for this, by the way, before I get into it. But cover C is a 1 for 10 video game variant. I showed this one a couple videos ago. Try to get that one if you can. I was talking to my shop, and he was saying that his Venom sales have actually dropped. So that means people aren't buying as much Venom. I guess maybe they're, you know, the last few issues, nothing major has happened. So maybe they're like, I'm not going to. But hey, you know what? Don't think there's some big stuff is going to be showing up in this, and then all of a sudden, if you don't have that on your pull list, you're going to miss out. But hey, it's up to you. I love it. It's great. I still get multiple copies of that. I will all the way through, as long as Kate's is writing it. Infinity Wars, Infinity Warps number 2 is out. Definitely grabbing that, because like I say, so many of these characters are going to be sticking around, and you're going to want to have them in your collection. It may not be for years to come that they become important, but I would suggest you get them while you can get them at cover price. Defenders Immortal Hulk number 1, multiple covers for that. I'm only going to show a few of them. Definitely going to grab that one. Probably only going to get cover A. And then there's Defenders Namor number 1 as well out this week. Definitely be getting a bunch of covers for that. I'm probably only going to grab cover A. It looks pretty good though. One that most people don't get, I don't know why, is Moon Girl's out this week, and I think I wrote down 38. I thought it was, anyways. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 38. Only the 1 cover, but it looks like there's a new character showing up in this. So if you find Moon Girl sitting there, I mean, I've had it on my pull list for quite a while, and I suggest you do, because characters keep popping up in here. But it's up to you. I definitely grabbing that one. There's a few other titles out this week, few number 1s, which I'm probably not going to get. There's Winter Soldier number 1, bunch of covers for that one. There's X-Men, The Exterminated number 1, and Killmonger number 1. Bunch of covers for all those, but to be honest, I'm probably not even looking at those. Not really interested in them. So that's it for this week, what I'm looking at. My top covers, got quite a few of them for you. Again, some weeks it's pretty hit and miss, or pretty hard to find some good ones, and then some weeks there's tons. So Red Hood 29, that Putri variant, really nice, like that one. Nightwing 54, another Putri variant, that is gorgeous. Immortal Hulk number 10, Alex Ross cover A. And like I said, man, Alex Ross's artwork is just stunning. Man, it's good, really good. Venom number 9, you got cover C, that game variant, the 1 for 10. That is a cool looking cover, and I recommend you get that one if you can find it. Most shops should get a few copies of those. Don't overpay for it, but try to get that one if you can. Die number 1, Stephanie Hans, cover A, looks really good. Green Lantern number 2, cover B is a Matina cover. The next three are all Matina's, actually. So you got Green Lantern number 2, cover B, Deathstroke 38, cover B, and Batman 60, number B, or letter B. It's or cover B. What am I trying to say here? Another Matina cover, all really nice ones. So my picks this week, I've got a few of them. Man, it's hard not to put these in there, but I'm going to give you a few of them. So the BPRD, Devil You Know number 11. Looks like a new enemy and an origin story for an enemy, so that's one I'm definitely grabbing that one. Justice League number 13, that looks really good. Sounds like there's something happening with the totality. And I remember back in issue, I want to say 8 or 9, I can't remember what it was. You got a glimpse of kind of a glimpse of a female in the totality, and I forget her name, Perpetua, who is supposed to be all powerful, and there's a possibility she may show up in this issue. So I highly suggest you grab Justice League number 13 if you haven't got it, or if it isn't on your pull list, because I think there's something happening in that one. Not 100% sure on it, but definitely it's on my pull list anyways. Ogre number 2, this is one I highly suggest you get. It's I thought it was out last week, but it wasn't. It's out this week. Immortal Hulk number 10, just that green door. We're getting close to kind of find out who the One Below All is, and he may kind of make a cameo, not as his true self. So definitely get that. Avengers Prelude number part 1 is out. Highly suggest you get that one, because that is canon for the movies. And there is supposed to be a new weapon that Thanos is going to be using in the movie that will show up in this series at some point. So definitely get that. Venom number 9. Man, anytime Venom's out, I have to mention it. If you're not buying it, I don't know, turn this video off. And last one is Source number 2 from Scout Comics. Boy, that is a really good series. And like I say, that one has TV and movie written all over it. So that is it for my picks this week. Some good stuff. So get into some spec books. Normally, now this is one, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw this. I put this out there. It's DC Nation issue number 5. This came out a little over a month ago. This is the last, because issue number 6 is out right now with the Green Lantern. Normally I grab 2 of these, and for whatever reason I only grabbed 1 this time, and I'm really kind of pissed at myself for that. But the reason this is a spec book is right on the front, it's got the Terrible 10. It says, counting down the deadliest threats in the DC universe. So you flip to that inside. I just got to find it here real quick. And they flip down from 10 to number 1. Number 1 is Batman Who Laughs. But the reason I'm showing this is number 7 is the Dragon God Nama. And the ancient Babylonian serpent goddess existed at the dawn of time before humankind walked the planet. It was one of the first deities ever worshipped by the fledgling humans. So as a goddess, Nama is supernaturally powerful, but the full extent of her abilities is unknown. The interesting thing, the reason this is a spec book, she's listed as more powerful than Darkseid, by the way. She doesn't make her first appearance till Aquaman 43, which comes out December 19th. So this technically is a first appearance of this character, even though it's only a preview. Issue 43 is listed, she's starting in December, it's issue number 43, and I researched that she's not in anything else. So this is technically her first appearance, which is kind of cool. And 43 is most likely going to be a first appearance, not a full appearance. 44 will be a first full appearance, and then 45 in the solicitations listed as her origin story. So you want to get Aquaman 43, 44, and 45 on your pull list right now. Talk to your shop and get those on there. But in the meantime, try to track down one of these preview magazines. And again, I know it's only a preview, and they're not quite as collectible as obviously a first appearance in comics, but it's still a collectible thing to have, and I like having that. And that one's got a full description of her and her powers, as well as an image, so it's not just like an ad. So that's a really good one to get if you can get it. A couple other ones I want to talk about. Another spec book is the Savage She-Hulk number 1. This is from, when was that from? That's from February of 1980. So that's closing in on being 40 years old, and that is the first appearance and the origin of She-Hulk. And, you know, it's one of those books that it's not that expensive for whatever reason. And she's a pretty big character in the Marvel Universe. She's kind of, you know, she's had her own series, and they've come and gone and come and gone. But she's a part of the Avengers now, and she's going to show up in the movies at some point. So definitely one you want to get. You can get it fairly inexpensively right now. They're not hard to find, so that is definitely one you want to try and look at. I got to give a shout out to Nick over at his Key Collector Comics app. He mentioned this Spider-Man 2099. Spoiler alert here, because he shows up in this the new Edge of Spider-Geddon movie that's come out, the animated one. And I've had this comic in my collection for years, and it's been like a $1 bin book. So yeah, if you've got that, dig it out of your bins and take care of it. If you're at your shop and you see him sitting there and you can get him for $1 or 50 cents or whatever, grab a couple copies, because it's funny, you know, now all of a sudden he's showing up in the movies, so just interesting. And the last one I got to talk about, I've mentioned this once before and I'm going to mention it again, is Doomsday Clock #1. It is the first appearance of Mime and Marionette. I know they're based on some older characters and stuff, but it is their first full appearance, and they're going to have big roles to go down the road and stuff. So it's a great book to get. And a funny thing in here, if you know, sometimes some people call it predictive programming or whatever, but sometimes you'll watch The Simpsons and you'll see stuff show up on the show, and then years later it happens, it comes true, and you're like, what the hell? How did they know that was happening? Interesting thing in here, if you're following the world politics right now, right on the first few pages of this, they show this image of riots and stuff, which is like going on in France and everything right now, and then they show an image of Russia's forces advancing into Poland, or in Belarus, and threatening into Poland. And then all of a sudden, on the next few pages, they talk about nationalizing the media in the U.S. and having a national. And what does Trump talk about just the other day about having coming out with his own network for news? So, man, I don't know. I just found that really funny. But that's in Doomsday Clock #1, and man, I don't know. It's kind of a scary times right now, but whatever. Anyways, that's it, folks. Take care. Happy hunting this week. Some really good stuff out there. I will talk to you later in the week. Hopefully I can get a haul video this week. I may not to, just because I'm really tied up with work. But so if you don't see one from me this week, that's the only reason. But take care. Oh, last thing. I'm kind of compiling my list for top covers of the year. I want to try and do it near the end of January, or not in January, near the end of December, just so I get everything that came out this year. So I'm doing that. I'm also going to be doing like a top picks for the whole year. I've had a few people mention, hey, you got a list of books that would be good to send to CGC and get slabbed, and yeah, I'm gonna have a list of books, so kind of like I'll do my top covers and also my top picks for the year. So you'll get kind of like top 25 books for the year. So those will be coming out down the road around Christmas time. There tends to be nothing on TV but Christmas movies, and I love Christmas, but after a while I really wish there was something else. So I'll probably put them out between Christmas and New Year's, just so you got something different to watch, and hopefully that helps you out. So take care, everyone. Happy hunting. Bye for now.